What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jake back with part 4 of cooking up some chill beats in the studio, live for y'all. You guys are crazy, honestly. You guys running up the views and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna keep running with this. So yeah, like always, I'll be back in a couple seconds with a melody. Alright, everybody, so I got my melody down, and like something I want to talk about, it might take up the whole video, so this might be how I do my like melody loops and just melodies in general. So what's it called? So we have our melody here, raw, no effects. I'll let you guys listen to it. That's just what it is. No effects, nothing. So today, I'm just gonna teach you guys how I do my effects. So first, I'm gonna go to effects. I'm gonna EQ this. So I'm gonna use parametric EQ too. Okay, you see where these red lines are? You wanna bring them down a little bit. The ones around them, you wanna bring it up. These ones, you always wanna bring up. I would also raise all of them a little bit, but make sure that the one where most of the red lines are, so even here, are lower than the other ones. So for FL keys, the basic, it looks like this. Now I don't know why I have a limiter. So if you want a limiter, just make sure it doesn't go over. If you have a limiter, you can always bring it up and stuff. You can always crap it, whatever. Stuff doesn't really matter there. So we can add RC20, but that's just for special like lo-fi songs. So the other thing I add is compressor. So the threshold like that. You can also use some of their presets. They're not that bad. I like vintage. So there's your vintage right there. FL keys here. So it's getting a little loud, but like FL keys here that I have. I'm using the grand piano. I usually use this piano. You can hear the difference in it, but also their presets here. They have a compressed piano. So honestly, I just choose whatever preset goes with the style of your beat. So if it was a Juice WRLD one, I would do the dark piano, maybe even the compressed piano or the broken piano. But if it was a UK drill type beat, I would use the dark piano or maybe even the E piano, and then put some more effects on there. So pretty much just play around and choose the filter that you like. So right now I'm probably going with the compressed. So once you have that on, you're pretty much good, like for just the sounds for it. So then I would also add limiter maybe, or love filter. I love love filter. It's probably one of my favorite stock plugins. So let's add basic noise gate. Right there. So okay, if I were to explain this to you, like all the different knobs, it's gonna take an hour. But like pretty much over here, which stays the same for everything, is where the audio is directed in your headphones. So if you're not wearing headphones, middle, right? If you put it here, it's gonna be a little bit to one side. The low notes are gonna be on this side. The high notes are gonna be on this side. So if you want the low notes to hit harder, you put it over here, and it will hit harder in the headphones. If you want the high notes to put harder, you put it here. The high notes are higher. You put it up here, it will be lower. Okay, it gets confusing, but it's lower up here. So I usually just keep it like this, or I keep it like this for the bass notes to come in handy. But this is the same for all these presets. So even if I do low pass, it compresses, and the bass notes hit harder. Here you can hear the high notes better. So I just go like this for my lo-fi beats. Okay, then we have hardcore. Whatever you do not make the mistake of putting hardcore on, because it is the biggest pain in the ass to get off. I'm serious. If you don't know what you're doing and you click this by accident, it will ruin your whole track. But let's say you do, don't try to remove it or anything, because then it just like it messes your thing up. Don't try to remove it. Just click the green light. Do not click hardcore ever. It's the most useless plugin ever. So yeah, just click the green light. It will go away. Like it won't sound like it won't play. Okay. Anyways, go to more plugins. Oh wait, my bad. All right. So next, you can go to gross beat if you want to slow it down. I'm gonna do like a little teach you guys how to use gross beat. So gross beat is pretty much they change the timing. They add gates, which I can show you a little example. Gates here. So listen to the sound now. The basic preset is useless. Trust me, it doesn't do anything for you. So then you want to go to momentary. Now, this is what the YouTubers don't show you. They don't show you how to slow it down like in their YouTube videos. So you go to momentary and you go to 1.5 speed. It goes into the paid software. I'm sorry, guys. I have to do it. RC20 is the best vintage plugin out there. And if I were to recommend one that's free, it would be iVintage. I don't have it, but I will be doing a comparison soon. But RC20 is probably your best vintage and like just best sounding plugin for pianos. I'm sorry. I'm going to bring it up and I'll show you guys what it's about. Alright, so I got RC20 up. Now, it looks confusing and it looks hard at first. But once you get it down, it is not too bad, actually. So, you have your presets here. I love, like, if I were to choose one preset to always go with, it would be sad piano. It is one of the best presets, and it works so much better. But phasing also sounds good. Great. Next door vocals. No, it's not bad. Retired amp is guitars only. Some of these are guitars only. That one's guitar only. Or this would be very good with a bell. And you can hear the difference. This one is stereo, so it's around. Mono would be just one ear or just the front. But I'm going to go with sad piano. And then I'm also going to mess with these right here. So look, digital. Okay, I'm just gonna explain one by one. So noise is pretty much like I said, vintage is vinyl. It just makes your beat sound old or scary. It's using dark beats. But let me just turn everything down and you guys can individually show you guys what it means. So it kind of turns it to. You hear the little flickering in the back. The one that shows it the most is this one. You hear that? So you find somewhere good with that. Vinyl one, I would leave it. Wobble. Wobble is really interesting. It doesn't have any of these presets, but you can slider. So it has flutter and wow. So wow is pretty much how much it wobbles, like whoa, 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 whoa. And then flutter is how many of those wobbles it takes to get back to the normal note. So never put it here. Always put it around here. You see how it slowly goes up and down. If you turn this up, it doesn't sound good. But a little bit of wobble is great for your track. So I would lower this if you're adding wobble as well, which we are. Distort. Now, this is my second favorite for the bars and tabs, whatever you want to call them here. It adds, so it has these little filters here. There's 2 pair, iron, crunch, heavy, zap. There's so many. Air is probably my favorite, or 2 pair. But air, it just airs everything out in your ears. It sounds really good. And then digital. Digital is pretty useless, not gonna lie. It sounds like something in a movie, so it's only useful for Lil Uzi or Playboi Carti type beats. And if you're into that stuff, shoot me a DM and I'll teach you how to really like make digital really crazy good. but 5% would be fine. So, okay, I didn't explain here. Rate and bits. Rate is how digital it sounds. Bits is how many times it repeats the digitalized, like slower or faster. So if I put it here, digitalized pretty much means repeat it and make the volume lower. So the bits, it repeats it so many times when you have it up here. And then rate is how digitalized it sounds. So I usually put it on around there and lower it, just like that. Space. So space goes along with digital and wobble. So it's the space in between these two effects and magnetic are put together. So I would add focus, just put it fully sometimes, or just like that. Stereo, always keep it on, never take it off. This stuff, just put on 10. You don't really need it. It really helps with the chords as well, which I like. But you don't want it too big, because then it messes with the gross beat and just messes everything up. Like that. Magnetic, my favorite out of every single thing here. Wear and flutter. So wear is how magnetic it stays in the track. So pretty much means that how it feels in your ears. So will it fade away or will it stay in the background? And usually if your beat is not as advanced, you want it to stay in the background. So you want your wear all the way up and your flutter down, because flutter means it goes away. Flutter makes it sound like it's going away. Wear keeps it in your ears ringing. Rate is how many times you want the note to play. I would leave that alone. Dropouts, don't touch it. Flux is where you can move it around. It's how obvious it is. Just leave it at 50. And that's pretty much how you use RC20. And then the last thing you want to do is EQ. So just look at this. Bring these up. Bring your lows down. Try to match the general look of it. And make sure it's always on volume. Don't put it on pan. Pan is horrible. Send is also horrible. Volume. It just sounds good. Smooth it out. Don't mess with the volume. Don't mess with any of these. Just use smooth. Mix. You see where the black comes down? That's where it's going to stop you. So just leave it. You see how it pushes it down? You don't want that. Morph is how adjustable these things are, and the shift as well. Morph is side to side and shift is up and down. Just leave those. You don't really need to change them. Send, it's just how many times it repeats again, because EQUO is a reverb as well, which overall it's pretty good. So that is pretty much how I make my plugins. Sorry, how I make my melodies, because a lot of you guys on Twitter are asking that, and I just felt like telling you guys because you guys are supporting like crazy. So yeah, that's how I make my effects on the piano beats. If we hit 10 likes, honestly 10 likes, I will do how I put my effects on my guitar beats. But usually I just make my own guitar melodies on my own guitar and then just upload them using an audio interface for hours about accessories and plugins, because they're honestly so awesome. Like, they make music and producing, you know what I mean? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed me talking about how I make my melodies and what plugins I use, because like, I don't know, I just feel like having your own sound is really important when you're doing producing, or you're never going to get recognized. So yeah, thank you guys for watching again. Thank you for the support, and yeah, have a good day.